Welcome back to my channel, A Sprinkle of Magic with Eve. I want to talk about have a good Disney experience. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. When I'm in the parks and I see people walking around aimlessly, if I see people, if I see kids crying, if I see frustration on faces, I know that those people did not, one, get a lightning lane pass, or two, they're not on their phone. When I don't see somebody on their phone, navigating, telling people what to do, I know that that's gonna not be a good Disney experience. And I absolutely hate that for them. I tell all of my friends, before you try to go to Disney, please call me. Not that I'm the boss of you, but just call me so we can have a conversation. Because my ponytail is all cricket. Because there is nothing sadder for me who is having fun than to see people sad at Disney. All right, so let's get to it. The first thing you're going to do when you decide on the date that you're going to Disney is you're going to buy your ticket, and then you're going to call and talk to a Disney cast member. So what's that conversation going to be like? When you call and talk to that Disney cast member, you're going to ask them all the questions that you could think of, and then you can even tell them, tell me what I'm not asking you. This is my first time to Disney. I want to make sure that I have the best experience. Talk me through what I need to do, what I need to know so that me and my family can have a good time at Disney. I want you to do that. Okay. I'm going to tell you some stuff, but I want you to hear it straight from a Disney cast member. What they're going to tell you in that conversation is that 3 days before you're supposed to go to your trip, you're going to be able to buy lightning lane passes for everybody who wants them. Okay. That's 3 days before your ticket date is. You're going to go into the Disney Experience, My Disney Experience app, and you're going to select your whole party, and you're going to buy those lightning lane passes for everybody. They run about, mine was $27. I think it kind of just depends, anywhere between $27 to $40. You want the lightning lane pass. I know you're saying, but wait a minute. I just spent $150 on a ticket to Disneyland. Why am I spending more money? You're spending more money so that you can have the absolute best experience. Yeah, that base ticket that you get, you can go into Disney and do that and still go through the My Disney Experience app and look at all the wait times and plot and plan your day out that way. But you're just plotting and planning your day out. Whereas if you have the My Disney Experience app, you're booking 3 rides. So you're guaranteed 3 rides through your My Disney Experience Lightning Lane Pass. You might get 3 rides in a day by going and standing in standby. You might, or you might not. It depends on the time of year that you go to the park. So, for example, I was just there last week. I didn't get Space Mountain or Tron on the first go as one of my lightning lanes. So Tron was top on my list. So I was in that park by 9 o'clock, because that's another thing. You need to get on in the park early. So I was in the park by 9 o'clock, and my wait was still, the wait time was 65, an hour and 5 minutes. That's wait time, an hour and 5 minutes, which is pretty good. That's why I went and stood in that line. So if you can get in a line that's like 65 minutes, 55 minutes, 45 minutes, that's really good for you to wait in line that long. When you see 35 minutes, 25 minutes, 10, 15, oh, that's optimum. Like, you need to be booking it to those rides. So I was in line for Tron an hour and 5 minutes. It probably was a little bit less. I was in there, and that wasn't one of my lightning lanes. So I already knew I was going to have a good day when I got Tron that early in the morning. So going back, you're going to 3 days before your ticket is due, you're going to buy the lightning lane pass for everybody in your party. The reason everybody in your party needs it is because you don't want to be if the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is a 55-minute wait, and then your lightning lane time doesn't match the time that they're going to be getting on the ride if you're trying to kind of stay together. This is why solo trips are really awesome. Solo or duet trips are really awesome because you're not having to manage all of these people and all of these pieces. The larger the group, the more difficult it gets to manage those things. So that's the one thing you're going to do is get that lightning lane pass. The next thing you're going to do so you have a great day, especially if you want to ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure, is whoever is in charge is getting up at 6:30 in the morning the day of, and you're cranking it. You're hitting refresh. You're hitting refresh because the Disney Vacation Club people get access to the virtual queue first. And so far at both parks, California and in Orlando, Tiana is in the virtual queue. Okay. And so you got to be up, and it opens at 7:00 a.m. Everybody's hitting it. So everybody is up early, hitting refresh. I was up at 6:30, picked up my phone, still right there in the bed, didn't even have my coffee. And I was cranking it. Boop, 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 boop. 7:00 hit, boop, boom. I was already in group 49. And so what did that mean for me? Group 49, I was on my ride about noon, 1:00. So I had to miss the parade. I mean, I have a window, but I also had a strategy. That's another thing. So you have to kind of sacrifice some things when you want to have a really productive day. So I forfeited the parade to go ahead and get on over. And I saw some of it, and it was the old, it wasn't Happily Ever After. It was I don't remember what the name of the parade is that has the dragon, but it's the one that has the big dragon and all of that. And it's a good parade, but I was okay. Because they did Happily Ever After in the evening. So I was perfectly fine. So I was over at Tiana's when the parade was going through. Let's see what else. So I'm going to recap. 3 days before your ticket day, you're logging in and you're purchasing the lightning lane for yourself and everybody that's in your party. You're going to call a Disney cast member and talk to them and say, hey, tell me everything I need to know. I already purchased lightning lane. Tell me everything I need to know. And then they're going to talk you through how to navigate your lightning lane. Okay. I can talk you through that too, but I want you to call them and I want you to hear so you can kind of take notes, and they just make it all make sense. And as many times as I've gone, I still do this. I call a cast member and I'm like, I know you can see my profile and I've been many, many times. What's going on in Disney? How can I get make sure I have the best experience? Like I do it. I call them and talk to them, and they like to talk to people, and they're very, very nice. So you're going to do that. All right. So navigating your lightning lane. So let's say, for example, you choose your lightning lane sets you up for a ride at 11:10. Let's say your next ride is at probably 1:10. I'm going to stay on the 10s. And then your next ride is probably at like 3:10, right? So you've got 3 rides booked. After 11:10, when you get on that first ride at 11:10, after you badge yourself in, you got to get on the ride, but you're already getting ready to book another ride to see what can you get in either in that 11 o'clock hour, 12 o'clock hour, or maybe right in the middle of your 12:10 to 1:10, because you have a window. You're going to see how many rides can you get in before like you're missing your lightning lane, because you always want to keep 3 in your queue. That's the goal, is to keep 3 rides in your queue. So like I started a little bit early. So mine started at like 10:10. Then I had another one that was at like 12:10. And then my next one was like at 3:40. And the one that was at like 3:40 was Space Mountain, I think it was, because my Tiana's was shoved in there in between. But I think like Space Mountain was my lightning lane ride. So once I finished my first ride, which was, I think it was like It's a Small World or something. Once I finished that ride first, While I was on that ride, I booked another ride, and then I was able to squeeze another ride in there, Little Mermaid. I was able to squeeze the Little Mermaid in there. So I still had I'm still in that 11 o'clock hour, still got my 1 o'clock and then my 3 hour thing. But now I'm headed over to the Little Mermaid because now I get to ride the Little Mermaid because I already rode Tron, which that wasn't a part of it. Then I rode it to Small World. Then I went to Little Mermaid. I booked it. So through the Lightning Lane. And I still have my other 2 reservations because they were later in the day. Well, actually 3. Tiana was over there. So once I got on the Little Mermaid and once I badged in Little Mermaid, I opened my Lightning Lanes up and it said, see what else you can get on. So then I did it again to find something. And now I could get on the teacup. I think it was the Mad Hatter's teacup or something. So I got to squeeze that in. So my next ride was at 11. No, that one came afterwards. So then I went to go ride something. I can't even remember what I wrote. I went to go ride something. That teacup was after that. So now I've got 2. I got the teacup and remember Space Mountain. No, I'm telling a lie. It was Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion, then Space Mountain. Because I was like, woo, I hit the jackpot because I had the big rides in my Lightning Lane. So they squeezed the teacup in there. And so then while I was on the teacup, I booked another ride. Well, now I'm getting on into my day. And so now all those morning things are going away. And so now I had to get Pirates for like 5 something. So Pirates came in at 5 something. So now I'm going Haunted Mansion, Tiana, Pirates, and then Space Mountain. But I'm on that other ride, right? Because I only get, well, Tiana counts. She wasn't counting your Lightning Lane. I know I'm being kind of confusing. She doesn't count your Lightning Lane, but those are my 4 rides that I had ready to go. So then after I rode the Haunted Mansion, I booked another ride. What did I squeeze in there? Something like real, like obscure. I got in there, like Winnie the Pooh or something. Like something, I just picked something just so I could have my 3. Because I was like, I done paid for this. I want to have my 3. And so then it was time for me to go do Tiana's. So I went to go do Tiana's. So because it's like noon at this time, because I got an alert that Group 49 was ready. And so it's like noon now. So now my evening is booked. So now in the evening, I've got Space Mountain. I think Pirates of the Caribbean is down there. Aladdin, that's what it was, in Aladdin. So I had 3 rides on the backside of my day too, which was really cool. So I'm having a whole full day. So after I ride Tiana's, I eat, take my break because like it's now like 3 something, 3 something for after Tiana's. That was at noon or something like that. Noon, 1, 2, somewhere, because you still have to wait in line. So then it was like 3. Then when it was 3 o'clock, it was time for me to go ride. I think it was time for me to go ride Space Mountain. Then I went to ride Space Mountain. Then there was something going on. Oh, and then and so then I started booking up stuff. So then I got like Mickey's Philharmonic. That got shoved in there some kind of way. I just can't remember now. I was trying to think these little off rides that I never do. And then that made me, I said, you know what? Let me try some different experiences. So I did the Mickey's Philharmonic thing. It was super cute. Donald was the leader of it this time. So I'm wrapping this up to say, when you know you're going to Disney, pick your day, pick up the phone, call a Disney cast member, verify that you don't have to make a reservation. That's another thing you got to do. Because sometimes, depending on when you're going, you might need to make a reservation. So that's what I'm saying. Either call them and make the purchase over the phone for your tickets with them, or after you make your ticket purchase, either through Disney, online Disney, or through your app, then give them a call and talk to them and get them to walk you through. But the big takeaway is Lightning Lane, and get up at 6:30 on the day of your trip to Disney and get in that. If you want to do Tiana's, you got to get in that virtual queue. Sometimes they throw Haunted Mansion in the virtual queue as well. But get up and you got to hit it. And then you'll have your whole party will get in that virtual queue with you, and keep it that way. My advice is, you're the boss. One person is the boss of everybody. Everybody can see the app. They can all have their My Disney Experience app, but one person is in charge of booking the rides, because you'll have somebody to book a wonky ride that nobody really wants to ride. So make sure that you have one person in charge of booking the rides for everybody. Okay? A sprinkle of magic is all we need, and a sprinkle of magic for a great day at Disney is called Lightning Lane and Virtual Queue. I had the best time. Call your Disney cast member. These are all just my opinions, but I had the most fantastic time. My day was full. It wasn't wasted. I wasn't sad. I didn't feel like I had wasted money, and it breaks my heart when people say they wasted money and they don't know what it's all about and all the things. Call somebody. Do not just buy a ticket to Disney and think you fixing to just go up there and it's just going to be all beautiful and magical, because you're going to be mad. And if you want to, reach out to your good cousin. Send me a message. Reach out to your good cousin, and I will help you navigate all things Disney, because a sprinkle of magic is all you need to have a great day at Disney. Bye. Love ya.